Hey everyone, Bailey and Bill here, and today we're going to be covering the basics of the Darce choke. The reason we're doing that is because ever since Paddy Pimblett hit it at UFC 329, it's kind of been the hype on the internet, so we'll go ahead and get started with that. So, Paddy begins this whole transition by defending the single leg takedown with a guillotine, and then they end up scrambling into a point where BSD ends up in the turtle position, and Paddy ends up setting up his Darce choke. I'm going to turn you this way a little bit. So, in order to set up this Darce choke, what you have to do is you're going to lace this arm in between like his torso and his other arm, and you're going to come out on the this side of his head. What Paddy does is that he gets a nice deep bite on this and is able to lock up the choke from the start. Now, when Paddy does it, BSD is flattened out, which is why he's go ahead and flatten out, Bill. Which is why Paddy was able to sit up like this and finish it. But that's not the response you're going to get most of the time. Most of the time, these guys aren't going to be flattened out. They'll still be in that turtle position. So, once again, come through, get a nice deep bite. If they're not flattened out and they still remain in that turtle position, we can still get our leg up across his back. But what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of like bring him up into our lap, start to sit back onto our other butt cheek, and then we're going to bring this leg up over top. So I'm going to loosen my grip a little bit so that we don't choke Bill out. But as I sit back, I can bring this leg up over the top, and then we can lock or finish in that choke. So with this choke locked in, you'll see how fast Bill will actually tap. So I get this nice and deep, lock in my choke, start to sit back, and then you squeeze. Another way we can set up this Darce choke with the opponent in the turtle position is with like a modified gable grip. So traditional gable grip is just like this. It's palm to palm, interlaced like that. But with a modified gable grip, what I want to do is I'm still setting up the same Darce choke, but I set up like a peace sign, my modified gable grip. Make a peace sign. That thumb goes right in between there. And the reason I do this is just so my hands don't slip apart when I'm trying to wrench Bill down. So from here, I'm going to push with my shoulder onto his torso. I'm going to use my forearms to wrench his head down in here, and I'm kind of going to pull with my arms so that I get him in onto his side like this. Now that he's on his side, what I want to do is I'm going to push his head in a little further and slide this choke in deeper. Now that this hand is nice and deep, I can grab my bicep and lock in my choke. The final part of the Darce is preventing them from escaping. So I either have to capture a leg. I don't care if it's this bottom leg. I don't care if I capture this top leg. Or I can bring him, if he starts to build up, I can bring him into the point where I'm finishing him in a guard. And last but not least, I get him down here, lock it in. Last but not least, I can get it to where I finish him where I'm starting to be in a mounted position and squeezing in. So what that'll look like at full speed. We're here, get them locked in, get that choke nice and deep here. I can finish it here, or Bill starts to build up, and that's it. So those are some of the details with the Darce choke. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. It really helps with the algorithm. We'll see you next time.